Alright everyone, how's it going? We are back with another video, and it's going to be just a bit of a casual one today. We're going back to some basics. We're just going to be doing a standard 160 retrieve the data defense, and before I continue, just want to say a disclaimer. Uh, I woke up not long ago, and I haven't even done like my vocal exercises yet, so apologies if I sound a bit weird. I also feel a little bit congested, just a tiny bit, but should be okay. And also, if you want to support me, then please use my supporter creator code Stockings. It's the same with my channel name, and it's also in the description, along with an invite link to my Discord server if you want to chat with me or chat with other people there and just and play with others. And if you like what you see, then please be my guest to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, let's continue. Really quick, I'll go over the build real quick. It's just a standard constructor build that I pretty much take in all my missions. Base Kyle in the lead. He is going to be an exceptional constructor for us to be soloing any mission with. He damn near doubles our building health on all of our structures whenever they're affected by our base. It's just awesome, especially in this season where it's nature, so we can't really build with metal. So we're forced to build our actual main defense around in brick, and just having that extra health on brick can actually matter significantly. So yeah, our team perk is Supercharged Traps. It increases damage of our traps for each constructor that we have in our support slot. Because we have 5, we get the maximum value out of this perk. It's really good. And you also get this perk from getting Mega Base Kyle. Mega Base Kyle is also an exceptional constructor. He just makes our base bigger by 1 in the support. It's just by 1, but it's 1 in every direction, like up, down, left, right. You know what I mean? So it's really good. It's really impactful, genuinely. And then we have Power Base Nox as well. With power modulation, he will make it so that we have some self repair on all of our structures, just naturally throughout the mission. So it's nice to get some extra healing and stuff. And it can proc at a good time and save a wall maybe or a certain trap. Ice King here as well. He's really good. He will slow enemies that walk on our structures by 15%. It's really good for tunnels or just anything really. Just slowing everything down that touches our floors by 15% is just great. And then here, these two constructors are just quality of life constructors. Warden Kyle will give us some healing throughout the entire mission as long as we're standing on our base, or standing on structures affected by our base. And Bomb Squad Kyle here will give us armor. He will give us 22 armor. And armor is never actually explained to you what it actually does in the game. It's just damage reduction. And the formula for that is the armor value divided by 100 plus the armor value. So in this case, it will be 22 divided by 122. And if you times that by 100, then it would equal to 18%. So 18% damage reduction throughout the entire mission. And because we are going to be soloing the mission, in a 160, it's just kind of nice having all that self-healing and having this damage reduction, throughout the mission. So yeah, it's pretty good. Gadgets, we have a supply drop and slow field. Slow field is exceptional, absolutely good for the mini boss, good for smasher waves, good for anything really. And the supply drop, this could be the banner easily as well, or it can be something fun like the airstrike. I'm not gonna lie, or it can be any one of those, but I like being greedy, so yeah. Without further ado, let's go into the mission, and I'll be back when I'm ready. Alright, so we're in the mission, and we got a pretty good spawn actually, I'm not gonna lie. This is a pretty standard defense. So the data site is here, and they pretty much can spawn anywhere in this I guess 270 degrees, or well, not 270, this 190ish degrees angle that I'm looking at right now, maybe 210 around there, right? So whenever a Ray stops yapping and is able to actually tell you, and if it's just telling you about the mission and whatnot to do, then is when you're gonna find out if the storm is gonna be what I call rotating. It's gonna be a big pop up there in the middle of the screen, right beneath the timer there that says environmental status update. And if you see that, then that means that the storm will be changing throughout the mission, which means that so right now husks are spawning over here and over here, but maybe later in the mission they can spawn more in this angle or maybe more towards that angle. So yeah, that's just what that means. I get questions about that pretty frequently actually. So yeah, and so we actually have a situation where we have these natural slopes, and in these natural slopes you can actually just completely, well, not completely ignore them, because sometimes smashers do like to charge through them, but it's possible to just do a simple edit like this, where you put ramps and edited floors like that. And what's going to happen, this will basically make the husks not be able to target the pieces here, and they will just go around a different way to get to the objective. I kind of don't want to cheese it for this video though, so, and we actually have a pretty good like straight angle right here, so normally I probably would do that in like a regular 160 or whatever, but for the purpose of the video, I actually will be just showcasing how I like to defend this. However, I will be doing it for this one right here. This is actually like a tactical one. It's not one for cheese, because I can actually split up the waves into like two distinct angles. One angle being this way, one angle being this way, or even this way as well. So I don't have to worry about, you know, maybe like 3 different waves I gotta worry about, or 3 different angles. So yeah, let's just do a bit of terraforming here. I guess you can also do it like that too, right? Yeah. So over here, well, I know what to do here. This is pretty simple. We're gonna be doing a simple tire trap showcase in this angle, and what I like doing with tire traps, I like putting it so that we have a freeze here, some wooden floor spikes here, and then another freeze over here, and then finished off with a tar pit right here. If I can find mine, there we go. So what this will do for the floor, it'll freeze them as they come in, right? And then it'll, if, you know, the stuff that doesn't get frozen will just walk up here, and as they walk up here, they're going to get by tires, and tires, you know, will cause them to slide back down, while also damaging them and slowing them down even more. And then by the time they get staggered backwards, they might get frozen again, and so on and so forth. So yeah, we're just going to do that. And in case you were curious, tire traps are most effective when they are 3 tiles high, so I will quickly do that. And one thing about Nature Season as well is that, like, you don't have to go too crazy building everything in brick. Stuff like the ceilings and floors can easily be built in metal. You don't have to actually like lose your mind over building everything, every little thing in brick. I personally believe it's totally okay to build with metal in these situations where, in terms of floor pieces slash ceiling pieces, it's totally okay to build with metal. But for these like wall pieces, I'm a bit more cautious about, because smashers do like to charge into them, you know. So yeah, that's like the gist of it. And then here we can just put something simple like broadsides. So more broadsides here, and finished off with our tire traps facing outwards, a little green tank facing outwards. That means that they will get staggered backwards. And then we're just going to upgrade these floors, probably these walls a little bit up too, because smashers can tend to clip them sometimes, and it's kind of annoying when they just break a wall in accident. Kind of ruins the whole tunnel a little bit. And yeah, seems good. Like that tunnel, I'll probably put some anti-air traps later on. And then in this direction, we can actually do a bit of funneling. I love funneling, you guys know I love doing a bit of a funnel strategy. So we can actually do something pretty fun here, actually, where I can do like one of these like 4, or like, yeah, these little 4 pieces here. That can be kind of fun. We can do a zigzag as well, actually. Yeah, let's go with the zigzag. Yeah, let's go with the zigzag. So once again, I'm building in a metal, these floor pieces. Doesn't really matter personally, even in metal corrosion doesn't matter at all. But yeah, we're just gonna put stuff here. I'm also just putting just random pieces here just so I can like stand on stuff, maybe for base MD. And then we can have the tunnel like start here, I want to say. I think this is a good starting point. So kind of like this, like this, like this. I think this is good. I think this should be fine. Yeah, and then if I do this, and then maybe open it up like that. Cool. Something like that. And what we can do here, we can put some wooden floor spikes in the beginning, as well as a sound wall. The sound wall is mainly here just to make propane huskies drop their tanks as they come through. And so I actually just did a video showcasing the wooden floor spikes, and they're actually pretty cool because their slowing effect actually can last up to 6 seconds, which is approximately like 2 tiles. And they also stack with Ice King. So because I have Ice King in my support slot, I can actually get an even bigger slow from the wooden floor spikes than what they actually give, for a total of like 45%, I'm pretty sure is what it is, combined, because the wooden floor spikes slow by 30%. And one cool thing is that we can actually use tar pits on these corners, because on these corners I'm actually going to be using wall launchers, like so, like right here. We'll put perfect spot for a wall launcher. If I can find my schematics, there we go. Like so. will happen is that the effect of the wooden floor spikes will still be going on. It will still linger as they get locked in the tar pits, and then they're gonna get launched back. You know, they're gonna get launched back, and yeah, it's kind of cool. It's something new that I'm trying out. This is kind of experimental, but I want to showcase it and see how it works, because I'm not putting freeze traps, because freeze traps are actually like the worst thing you can put next to a wall launcher, because it will just immediately thaw them out. So that's not really ideal, and they won't even get knocked back by the wall launcher either. And on these little corners here, we can put some wall dynamos. You can put wall darts, wall dynamos. I'm trying out dynamos for this mission, so yeah. And because it is healing death burst, I am going to be using ceiling electric fields. Reason being is because the electric fields do more burst damage, and burst damage is more beneficial, in my opinion, than damage over time in terms of like the gas trap. So yeah, we're just going to put some ceiling electric fields here. I'm also going to put the one here. You know, it's not... I know the electric fields might get some smack, because you know people spam them a lot, but you know you can also place them strategically. And then here we go. And this one we'll just put like a ceiling zapper as well for any smasher that wants to come through. So yeah, I think that's really it for the mission in terms of trapping. Just wanted I knew I had plenty of time to talk about it. I wasn't really worried about our time and whatnot. So yeah, put some anti-air traps here and some more up here. And we're not even gonna put any traps around the data site. We're just gonna wing it like this. And I think a good spot for the base is like right here. Oh wait, I just realized I gotta close out. That could have been ugly. But yeah, let's just put it like right here. Really good, I think. See if that covers everything up. Yeah, that's good. How about over here? Most of the stuff is good. The tar pits will probably break, admittedly, as the mission goes on, and I'll probably just have to replace them with, you know, whatever. You can be more wooden floor spikes. You know, tar pits, as effective as they are kind of costly to the average player, I want to say. They make you know, like a bunch of quartz and mechanical parts to actually make them, so you know, don't wanna starve you guys out of your resources, of course. And yeah, let's something like this. And yeah, the defense is working really well. Pretty proud of. Okay, I'm actually also gonna put a little thing here. Upgrade this roof piece as the mission goes on. Anti-air traps like that on the floor are also pretty good, because they will help against propane tanks. Because you know, sometimes Bloater Husk might just like toss their propane into the actual like tunnel. Because the thing about propane huskies is that they are just automatically triggered to self-destruct once their health goes below half. And what do you know? I see a couple right there. Now, actually, one thing I wanted to showcase as well was the surround pound. The surround pound is such a good weapon for handling propane huskies as well, because you can see there that the heavy attack actually drops their tank on the ground there. And with Warden Kyle not only does he give not only does he give health, but he also gives. Oh, that was kind of bad. Yeah, but he also gives energy as well. So that's something really important. And as you can see here, I'm putting an anti-air trap out here just to like literally what I just talked about happened right there, where it's like one lone Sploder just was able to toss its tank into the tunnel, and it could have been really bad. But we're chilling. So yeah, this is just one thing I wanted to showcase. So like, not only are we handling these Sploder Huskies really well, we're also getting energy back so that we can continuously do this and just continuously chain the effect over and over again, which is pretty good. Like so, and yeah, it's just kind of cool. I don't know, I find it pretty cool. It's just like these little cool things that the game never explicitly tells you. You just kind of figure it on your own. The surround pound will be coming back in the next season, so keep an eye out for that. It's a pretty fun weapon. I definitely mess with it a lot, and I should be using it more. Did I hear a smasher, or am I tweaking? I hope I'm tweaking. Yeah, I think I'm tweaking. Cool. Also, the anti-air trap's also good for just dealing with, like, you know, those lobbers and stuff that will spawn throughout the mission. Flingers, we haven't seen any yet. Hopefully that stays like that for a bit. And okay, there was a exploder that went through. I guess he tossed it or something. I don't know. I haven't. The thing about Retrieve Data, when the storm closes in, it's gonna be kind of difficult to actually track where stuff's actually going. So yeah. But over here, we should be doing okay. Yeah, and the healing death burst and the nurses actually haven't been too much of an issue, just because of the electric fields doing their, just doing their job, just doing really good burst damage against groups of enemies. It's pretty good. I also haven't used my slow field just because I haven't really felt the need to. There really hasn't been any big like waves of husks that I've been concerned about. Yeah, the surround pound, as you can see here, also goes through like walls and stuff, so you can you can actually like cheese husks through walls like this to make them dance and whatnot too. So yeah, not much action is really going on. It's honestly a pretty chill defense so far. Basically, yeah, the husks are getting recycled back into the tunnel. So one thing I always talk about too is the mini boss. The mini boss in Retreat Data always spawns on file 10 early, usually. I've seen times where it may spawn a little bit later, but usually like right when file 10 starts is when the mini boss starts to appear. And that's kind of what I'm holding on my still field for. And okay, we have smashers. So now I need to whip out my my pot shot or my double boiler right here. And smashers have the tendency to just also charge into ramps like the one that I put here. That's why I made sure that I tier 3'd it. And there's another smasher over here. Matter of fact, we're going to whip out the nailer that I'm talking about. We're going to whip out the nailer because the nailer is easily, just an S tier weapon. And we're going to we're going to showcase how good the nailer is right now. Alright, yeah, okay. So here smashers also are just kind of a big hitbox, so they kind of like to make their presence known just because of how big their hitbox is. But you can also just bull rush into smashers like so to handle them. And okay, so there is... Okay, so the mini-boss is actually trap vulnerable, which is really good. And okay, I'm not using the piece of shit anymore, but it was good for the bit. Wait, actually, I should put a wall dynamo here. Yeah, so something about trap vulnerable mini-bosses, right? Whenever there's a mini-boss, please look at what it actually does. If it's trap vulnerable, what that means is that it's gonna take like legit no damage from anything except traps, okay? Trap vulnerable mini-bosses are the easiest thing to deal with. Just walk them into a tunnel. Or you can even surround them in broadsides. That's also another viable option. You can just surround them in broadsides. I'm not even gonna put a thing there, to be honest. I don't think we need to. But yeah, so in the case of trap vulnerable mini-bosses, just lure them into a tunnel and you should be a-okay. There's no reason to stress out over it. It's just as simple as that, and then this also goes for like smashers too. Like trap vulnerable smashers also just get completely decimated by the whatchamacallit, by traps. So yeah, there's a flinger there. We're gonna take care of that guy, because I honestly cannot sleep at night if I think of a flinger. So yeah, we're gonna take care of that guy. And same thing with a smokescreen. Smokescreen is in a similar... Buddy, I'm gonna actually lose my mind. Yeah, so smokescreen is in a similar situation. There's a lot of times where I see smokescreen mini bosses still getting hit by like actual weapons when that's like just not how it's supposed to be. Smokescreen makes so that they take reduced damage from any ranged weapon. In some cases, like with the black drum, because the black drum is just so strong, then it's actually completely fine for you to abuse the 6 perk on the black drum. That makes it so that the reloading causes the explosion or whatever, and that's because the weapon is just bugged and really strong right now. So yeah, that's really it. But we do have some clutter here. Whenever flingers and lava spawn, it's kind of for a bad combination, but we seem to be handling it okay. Take care of you. And yeah, there's only like 15 seconds left of the mission. I really don't gotta do anything. I know the flingers or the lobbers are gonna be causing a lot of damage, but I don't gotta do anything. But anyways, yeah, so that was the mission. A pretty chill 160 RTD. As you can see, the defense is just getting destroyed now because I just am not taking care of the lobbers, but we still managed to do it flawless. But yeah, that was the video. If you guys like what you saw or have any suggestions, then please please feel free to leave a comment, like and subscribe. Use my supporter creator code in the shop, code Stockings. It will mean a lot to me. And yeah, hope you guys take care of yourselves. Have a good one, and bye bye.